Hey there. Today I'd like to talk about a slight adjustment to the way you think about the world that can lead to a great increase to your enjoyment of it. You've probably heard the saying that it's an intelligent person that learns from their own mistakes, but a truly wise person that learns from others' mistakes. This is very easy to do when it comes to simple physical things. No one steps on the thin ice they just saw someone fall through. But when it comes to our mental strategies and approaches to life, it's a little bit more tricky to see the patterns that we are to avoid or emulate. If you look around you and look at the people that you know that find the most hardship in everyday things in life, you'll probably notice a pattern. They don't like things that don't meet their expectations. That would be that they both fear the unexpected and dislike it when things don't match their standards or how they believe things should be. We could call this the Goldilocks syndrome. They want everything just right. Sometimes we go through a phase in life when this is the mental trap we get caught in. And the response that people use to deal with it varies from person to person. An introverted person will tend to back away from anything which they deem as unpredictable or anything they can't control so much. So you've probably met someone who doesn't go out much, doesn't like to travel to anywhere foreign or different. Some people won't even eat out or try any new food for fear that it may not be something they enjoy or meets their expectations. Most of us wouldn't mind. We'd try a mouthful of something. If it wasn't nice, we wouldn't eat the rest. But for them, the experience of something unpleasant is far too much to risk. You also see an extroverted approach to this. You'll see someone who attempts to control the environment. And this is normally done with either helpful suggestions or through criticism of others. To enable themselves to do this, they'll normally associate themselves with something bigger. So I've seen people who are very religious or very spiritual, and that gives them a means to be able to interact with people and to make adjustments and suggestions as to how things are and how things should be. I've also seen people associate with moral causes. So I've seen people who are very careful about what they eat. So they have a vegetarian or vegan diet, or maybe they're just a health enthusiast. And their recommendation of lifestyle changes and dietary choices comes uninvited and is used as a means to aid them in controlling their world around them. The same can happen with the most unexpected things. I've seen someone who's very aesthetic, who's into art, into clothing, feel that they are appointed to monitor the clothing and the art decoration and the aesthetics of different people and their houses and the environments they go into. I've seen people who care about the environment, who are real eco-warriors, who use it as a means to impose their views on people and to dictate. I've even seen people get to the degree where they check the bins of shops they're about to buy from to see if they're recycling, or check the clothing that their friends are wearing to make sure that this is the proper kind of thing they should be buying. This process of attempting to control the environment and to tell off or correct or guide others to make sure they reach the person's standard is ultimately futile. And actually it leads to such a backlash that it makes life quite hard. So looking at this trap that anyone can fall into at different stages in their life, but some people are more prone to, we can learn some valuable lessons for ourselves, and we can adjust our approach so that we get more from life. So the trick here is to start looking for a positive interpretation of circumstances. To take our classification of what is enjoyable and what is how things should be, and to broaden them. Often a situation is just how you interpret it. I've seen people experience exactly the same thing in a shop, and some see this as a wonderful thing and some see it as negative. They've walked up to the counter and the person serving them is just very, very quick. Says, "Thank you very much. Here's your object. Give me the money." One person will look at that and think, "Wow, that was quick," and go. And they're happy, didn't waste any of their time, none of this small talk. The other person who's perhaps got more time and is used to more social interaction will think, "Well, they didn't say, 'How are you, sir?' They didn't talk to me. That was very rude." The circumstance is the same, and the interpretation can differ wildly depending on who you are and what culture you come from. If you go to Japan, slurping your soup is a very polite thing. It's not in England. So looking at circumstances and looking for a positive interpretation is a very important thing. I've been travelling before, and I've been in a different area, and I've had someone who's talking to me, and they're saying things, they're teasing me a bit, and I think, is this man being aggressive? But the truth was, he was trying to make friends. So reserving our judgment and looking for a positive interpretation of how things are. My bus is delayed. This is a good opportunity to look at the wildlife. My friend, he can't make it tonight. I can read that book I've been wanting to read for a long time. The interpretation based on a assumption that there's a positive thing in any given circumstance can be aided by looking for three things of value. An opportunity to enjoy it. So this could be a circumstance whereby plans change and you didn't know they were going to, and you can look for what could be enjoyable about this new circumstance. An opportunity to learn is the second thing. Is there a lesson? Oh dear, it started raining. Well, this is an opportunity for me to learn to deal with discomfort, or this is an opportunity for me to practice my creativity and find shelter. And finally, is there a lesson from this that could lead to greater understanding? And this can be in a circumstance whereby maybe you need to ask some questions before you jump to a conclusion. I once saw someone, they were in a restaurant, and there was a chair which was turned upside down on another chair. And he stood up and said to me, "Oh, this place is terrible. Look at this. They've just left this like this. It's an eyesore." And he grabbed the chair and he turned it over and started to complain to the waiter. As he did this, there was an explosion of glass everywhere and a mess all across the place. What had happened is someone had actually smashed a glass and they'd wrapped it all up and put it on this chair, folded the chair over, where they went and got some some proper equipment to tidy it up. And he had imposed his will upon the circumstance without full knowledge. So is there a lesson? Is there something you don't quite understand about why things aren't meeting your standards? If you take these three and you look for the value in variation, and you only interfere or take part in something to improve it under the following two circumstances. When somebody asks for help, when someone says they want you to help them improve it, or they ask for your opinion, or when the circumstance is dangerous, someone will get hurt and you can see something that is going to cause harm. If you practice never causing trouble, never giving advice, unless one of those two things are there, and you practice enjoying differences. And depending on who you are, this could be easy or hard. Some people would find it hard to spend time with someone from a different race. Some people would find it hard if they went into a situation that was very different, or there was an activity they didn't find enjoyable normally. If you embrace opportunity and look at each day as an exciting array of surprises, like opening presents, then you'll be able to find joy, hidden joy that is shining out through everything. And this can come in the most unexpected circumstances. When you make a new friend on that broken down bus. When you find your favourite meal because the waiter brought you the wrong one. When you wake up too early in the morning and you get to see the sunrise before the alarm goes off. Practice this as a skill and build it up gently and gently, and I guarantee this is an extra spark of joy in your life. My name is Martin Faulks, and I hope this video has been of use to anyone who's seeking that extra spark of joy in their life. Until next time, let's let every word, thought and action count.